we look at the future of the city, financial support of all of these initiatives are a very important part of it. And what do you think of the plans that are in place now? We have a big grant for a bridge. If we can raise the matches, what do you think of the mix of monies that are running our city?
I think that's an excellent question, and that's one that I've thought a lot about as I've come up with things to criticize throughout the city. People tell me, well, that's a grant from this, so don't worry, or that comes from the federal government, as if the federal grants aren't being written on top of a $33 trillion national debt. I think that in general, Rochester has been conservative in its spending, and I think we should try to continue on this track. I think getting grants is fine, but I think, as you're sort of alluding to, you create in many cases a unfunded future liability. And when you say we're putting another bridge in, well, that's another bridge that needs maintenance. And it's a balance between growth and necessity. And one of my challengers in the primary, Dean Koutsoukos, he talked frequently about telling city departments which includes the development, to have two lists. One is a wish list, and one is a necessity list. And I think that Rochester is, as I mentioned with Minneapolisation, we are going too far with spending. We are too free with spending. Just because we can cobble the finances together doesn't mean we should do the project. And I think we need to be more cautious about how we spend money. The money is tax money, and citizens pay this money. It's not, unless it's a grant from a nonprofit completely. If it's a grant from the federal government, or if it's a grant from the state, or if it comes from city money, citizens gave their sweat and blood to pay those taxes. And I think that we need to be more cognizant of that when we're saying, hey, we're going to spend $20 million on this or $15 million on that, and also creating those future liabilities that will cost money down the road.